I want you to go to your spice rack right now. Find the cloves. Pick one up. A single dried bud. It weighs less than a paperclip. It costs less than a penny. Now look at it. Because this tiny thing, this spice you have walked past 1,000 times, has an antioxidant score of 290,283 units per 100 grams. Blueberries, 4,669. Dark chocolate, 20,823. Clove doesn't just beat them, it destroys them by a factor of 14. And every morning you pour hot water over roasted coffee beans, you drink it, and you put the clove back on the shelf. Today we are going to look at clove the way Richard Feynman would look at it. Not as a spice, not as a folk remedy your grandmother swore by, but as a precise collection of molecules. And we are going to follow exactly what those molecules do to your body when you drop one into your morning coffee. The answer is not what you expect. Let's start with the first principle. What is a clove? A clove is the dried flower bud of a tree called Syzygium aromaticum, native to the Maluku Islands in Indonesia. It has been traded for over 2,000 years. Roman traders paid for it in gold, gram for gram. But Feynman wouldn't care about the history. He would zoom in. At the molecular level, the primary active compound in clove is a molecule called eugenol. It makes up between 72 and 90% of clove's essential oil. Eugenol is a phenylpropanoid, a class of organic compounds built from a benzene ring with a short carbon chain attached. When you look at its structure, it has something very specific, a hydroxyl group, an OH molecule sitting on the edge of the ring like a loose handle. That handle is everything. In chemistry, molecules that damage your body are called free radicals. They are atoms or molecules with an unpaired electron, and an unpaired electron is deeply unstable. It spins around desperately looking for a partner, and when it can't find one, it tears an electron away from the nearest healthy molecule in your body, your DNA, your cell walls, your proteins. This is oxidative stress, and it is one of the primary mechanisms behind aging, inflammation, and cellular damage. Now remember eugenol's hydroxyl group, that OH handle. When eugenol encounters a free radical, it does something elegant. It donates its hydrogen atom from that OH group directly to the free radical. The radical gets its electron pair, it stabilizes, it stops destroying things, and eugenol, after donating, becomes a stable radical itself, harmless, neutralized, done. This is what an antioxidant actually does at the molecular level. Not magic, not wellness marketing, pure chemistry. One molecule donating a hydrogen atom to neutralize a destructive one. Clove does this 70 times more effectively than vitamin E, gram for gram. Now here is where it gets interesting. You drop a clove into your coffee. Hot water extracts the eugenol from the clove. It dissolves into your drink alongside the caffeine, the chlorogenic acids, and the hundreds of other compounds in your cup. You drink it. Caffeine is absorbed fast. It crosses into your bloodstream within 15 minutes. It blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, which is why you feel alert. But caffeine also triggers a mild stress response. It raises cortisol slightly. It briefly increases blood pressure. It accelerates your cardiovascular system. This is the double edge of your morning coffee, the alertness and the edge. Now eugenol enters the same bloodstream. The first thing it does is begin its antioxidant work, neutralizing free radicals that caffeine's metabolic acceleration has produced. Your body burns hotter when caffeinated. Burning hotter means more oxidative byproducts. Eugenol mops them up. But eugenol does something else, something that surprised researchers. It inhibits an enzyme called COX-2, cyclooxygenase 2. COX-2 is the enzyme your body uses to synthesize prostaglandins, the chemical messengers that trigger inflammation. When your body is under stress, infected, or damaged, COX-2 ramps up. Inflammation follows. Ibuprofen works by inhibiting COX-2. Eugenol does the same thing through the same pathway without the pharmaceutical. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that eugenol's anti-inflammatory potency is comparable to non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs at equivalent doses. So while caffeine is mildly raising your body's stress signals in one direction, eugenol is simultaneously dampening your inflammatory response in the other. The two molecules are running a precise chemical counterbalance inside your bloodstream. Feynman would love this, not because it is mystical, because it is mechanical. Two molecules, two opposing effects, one cup of coffee. There is a third mechanism worth understanding. Eugenol has a measurable effect on insulin sensitivity. Your morning coffee already affects your blood glucose. Caffeine causes a mild spike in blood sugar by triggering glycogen release from your liver. It tells your liver to dump stored glucose into the bloodstream to fuel the perceived alertness. For most healthy people, this is managed easily. But for the 1 in 3 adults with prediabetes or insulin resistance, this morning glucose spike compounds daily, thousands of times a year. A 2012 study published in the journal Nutrients examined the effect of Clove supplementation on fasting blood glucose in subjects with type 2 diabetes. Participants who consumed 1 to 3 grams of Clove per day showed significantly reduced fasting blood glucose levels compared to the control group. The mechanism? Eugenol appears to enhance the sensitivity of insulin receptors, the docking stations on your cells that allow glucose to enter. A more sensitive receptor means your body needs less insulin to do the same job. 1 clove weighs approximately 0.5 to 1 gram. You are not taking a pharmaceutical dose. You are adding a spice to a drink you are already going to have. But at the molecular level, the machinery is real. Here is what Feynman would actually say about all of this. In his lectures, Feynman repeatedly warned against what he called cargo cult science, the practice of following the form of something without understanding its substance, taking a supplement because someone told you it was healthy, avoiding a food because a headline said it was bad, acting without first asking what is actually happening. The clove on your spice rack has been sitting there as a folk remedy for centuries. People in Indonesia, India, and East Africa have added it to food and drink for generations without knowing anything about eugenol, COX-2 inhibition, or ORAC antioxidant scores. But the mechanism was always there, hidden inside the molecule, waiting for someone to look closely enough. Feynman said, the first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. The wellness industry fools people every day. It sells them expensive powders and supplements and superfoods with exotic names. It charges $30 for a bottle of something that is biochemically less potent than a single dried bud that costs 2 cents. The clove is not a miracle. It is a molecule, a very good molecule, doing very specific chemistry inside a system, your body, that runs entirely on chemistry. That is actually more impressive than a miracle, because it means it works every single time, predictably, mechanically, the way physics works, the way Feynman would want it to work. So tomorrow morning when you make your coffee, before you grind the beans, before you press the button, before you do anything else, go to your spice rack, pick up 1 clove, drop it into your cup before you pour. Let it steep for 2 minutes. The eugenol is water-soluble. It will dissolve. You will barely taste it. And while you drink it, think about what is actually happening inside you. free radicals being neutralized, inflammation being dampened, insulin receptors being sensitized. Two molecules, caffeine and eugenol, running their chemistry in parallel, each doing what they were always going to do. You are not drinking a wellness trend. You are running an experiment. The same experiment your body has always been capable of. You just never looked closely enough to see it.